Hey there, welcome to the Movie Review Mom YouTube channel. As you know, if you're a subscriber, my goal is to save you time and money by giving you the inside scoop on filmmaking quality and content. And if you're a brand new subscriber here, yay, you finally found me. I'm so glad. So today, the movie I'm reviewing is called Population Purge. Gravitas Ventures will release the film on digital platforms on July 9th. 2024. The film hasn't been officially rated, but I would definitely give it an R for violence and bloody murders. Now, if you like franchises like The Purge or you like bloody violence, this movie is for you. But first, I'm going to give you tips for parents. I'll give you an overview in a nutshell. I'll point out things I like, things I didn't like, and we'll finish up with recommendations for other films that are sort of similar. So this film is an hour and 25 minutes. So the filmmakers actually invited me to screen this film. And so I'm interested to see what your take is on it. Be sure and comment down below once you watch this movie. So in a nutshell, the story is about a dystopian world where a radical government has unleashed a deadly poison to control the population. Only those with blood type AB positive remain unscathed. But instead of outright death, the rest of the population is left to suffer in a state of chronic illness, causing widespread chaos and panic. As the majority slowly succumbs to the effects of the poison, their only hope lies in receiving transfusions of AB positive blood from the few immune survivors like Charlie and his granddaughter Maya. So, living in the decrepit remains of an abandoned amusement park, Charlie is a renegade supplier of blood to the underground market. But their sanctuary is threatened by the iron fisted rule of District 22, the ruthless warden Onslow, who will stop at nothing to save his own dying son. As Charlie and Maya fight to defend their haven and their own sanity, the eccentric duo must navigate through a world of danger and betrayal. Dun, dun, dun. Well, how was that for a setup? That description obviously came from the director and the team, and hopefully it intrigued you. It's kind of a lot, but you kind of have to set that up to understand what's going on in this crazy world. So, Population Purge was written by Brian Johnson and Toby Osborne and directed by Johnson. Already, it has won awards at numerous film festivals, including Best Feature, Best Cinematography at the Los Angeles Cinematography Film Festival, Best First Time Director of a Feature Film at the Best Actor and Director Award, and Best Feature under $250,000 at the 2023 International New York Film Festival. So, kudos to Brian Johnson for his directorial debut. And apparently, a lot of people really like this movie. So, let me give you some quick tips for parents. I think kids are going to be bored. It's a lot of adults running around, and they can be scary. So, it's definitely not appropriate for younger kids. Some adults might even get bored. There is some bloody violence in fight sequences, and other people are just murdered flat out. A man takes some psychedelic drugs and has a hallucinogenic trip. Now, some people will say this whole movie feels like a hallucinogenic trip. Various weapons are also used in the movie. Some of the themes are survival, of course, and the power of blood, as in blood relatives. So, some of the things that I really liked about the movie are that it introduces a whole lot of new actors, some that you probably have never even seen before, or maybe all of them. And so I'm always happy to support new directors, new actors, new casts and crew. And that's definitely what this film was for me. I love it when new actors are given opportunities. The cast includes S. Lamar Wilson, Peter Holland, Lindsay Soto, and Amira Briggs. The set design would make a great haunted house, and it probably has been used as that since. I don't know. You could tell that the cast was very excited to make this film and be in it, especially be discovered, because these are not big Hollywood names, and this is not a big Hollywood production blockbuster at all. Now, there were some things that I didn't like about the movie. For example, the biggest problem is that we really aren't given that much information about the characters to really care about any of them. We're really kind of thrown into this world and trying to figure out what's going on and who we're supposed to be rooting for. There are a lot of stiff acting moments. Many times I felt like I was looking at actors who were acting and saying lines, and that kind of takes you out of the story. Now, that's to be understood because these are new actors for the most part. And so they just need a little bit more practice, and then they'll get, much better at it. You can tell, as I mentioned, that these actors are just having a blast making the action sequences in particular. However, none of the action sequences are amazing. I mean, this isn't John Wick type of action sequences, but it kind of felt like a paintball party, where they're just having a lot of fun and kind of just going with it. Despite the name, the movie is not connected to the popular Purge movie franchises. There are a lot of scenes without dialogue or sound, which can be very effective, just a musical score in the background. We don't always understand exactly what's happening, and maybe dialogue would have helped on those occasions, but it definitely adds to some tension and mystery. A lot of the things don't make that much sense. For example, in a dystopian world, where's everyone getting hair dye? Like, shouldn't all of their hair have long grown out? And, unless this happens suddenly. Why wear a spooky mask to conceal your identity and look mean if you're just going to remove it in front of your victim, which actually happens in one scene? And I thought, wait, did I miss something? Did I miss a conversation? The warden's beard was super shiny and synthetic looking, like it came out of a costume shop. I mean, I already gave you fair warning that this is a low budget movie. We see a lot of characters at the very beginning of the movie, and then they just disappear without explanation. And so I'm not sure if we're supposed to understand that they were killed, which is highly likely given the plot. So whenever I watch movies, I write down funny lines and interesting lines just to give you a little bit of information about the dialogue so you can decide. And you can see all of my comments on my written review at moviereviewmom.com. And so there's this funny line spoken by a character named Maya, who's played by Lindsay Soto. And she sees all these creepy dolls and she says, and those creepy dolls, I just don't understand your madness, which is super true. And there's a lot of humor in the movie. I think it's intended. I think if you're drunk or you're having a party and everybody just wants to laugh at the craziness of the movie, that they'll have a good time. But like that line about the creepy dolls, everybody knows creepy dolls are just creepy and gross and perfect for haunted, creepy horror movies. Anyway, and then there were some interesting lines. Many of them speak to the theme of the movie or lessons learned, and some interesting little social commentary. For example, one of the lines is spoken by Amira Briggs's character, and the line is, "The government's made us all puppets." And you can see that might be a personal statement by the writer, but also of what's happening in this world, in this dystopian type of situation. And then another character is, Amira Briggs. She's having a conversation with another character played by Eric Groves. And Jade says, nature is my religion. And then Eric's character says, well, I suppose we all got to worship something, because you see this group of people and their whole world is collapsed. And so what is it they have to believe in? They can't even always believe in each other because they can't know which people they can really trust. And then Naomi, who's played by Rebecca De Rienzo, says, when did you decide to give up on reality? And that's an interesting line, because there are people who are trying to survive in this new reality. And then there are some characters that really seem to have given up, that they're just, going a little crazy. And then Peter Holland's character says, first rule of thumb, Naomi, we don't put trust in the government, only in ourselves. And I think that's an interesting line, because we're seeing a lot of people feeling that way today in real life. I think worldwide, really after the pandemic, when so many governments were making up rules and lying to their people, and people were trying to decide, are these vaccinations good for me? Are they going to kill me? Just for the first time, a lot of people woke up and thought, I don't know if the government is really trying to help us, that kind of thing. And you definitely feel that in this film. And then there's another line that is spoken by Peter Holland's character, and he says, this isn't real. The only thing that's real is love and family. So I thought that that was a sweet line. Now, whenever I watch movies, I instantly think of other films that I want to recommend. And so, of course, I mentioned this several times now. If you like the Purge movies, that's kind of a not quite a dystopian movie, but or world, but a world where everybody gets free reign to go crazy for a night. Then I think you might get a kick out of this. A recent movie about a pandemic and this new type of world, not painted quite as dystopian as this movie, is Lazarus. So there's some virus that's killed a bunch of people and people are surviving. And so it's kind of an interesting setup. And then I really thought this movie was interesting, also based on a virus that killed a bunch of people. It's called The End We Start From. And I've done reviews of all of these movies. And so you can do a search on my YouTube channel to find them. I'll queue up The End We Start From, just because I thought it was really interesting watching people trying to survive and accept this new world that they were living in. All right, hopefully this movie is helpful as you decide whether or not you want to watch it. If you like it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, you know the drill. And when you get a minute, join me on social media. I'm all over the place. Have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.